Marcus, Test cricket is obviously a pretty gruelling sort of challenge. What's your process been, just as far as mentally resetting?
Probably just to try and freshen up. Obviously, a quick turnaround from Adelaide, and it was a pretty hot, long game. So we flew in yesterday, and obviously had a second wicket today. But I don't think it'll be anything too strenuous in between games. Just refocusing and going over India. We obviously got a good look at them in the first test, so we sort of know what they're going to bring to the table. So it's pretty much just to freshen up and everyone get ready for the test starting on Friday.
The fact that you managed to get starts in Adelaide, like how much confidence do you take from that? And I guess your dismissals, how much time have you sort of spent to hit those and ways to rectify that?
Yeah, obviously I think the biggest doubt going into your first test is obviously if you think you can hang around for a little while there and score runs. So it was good to spend time in the middle of both innings. Obviously didn't get the scores I would have liked, but it gave me great confidence to be able to bat a decent period of time, occupy the crease for a bit. I worked hard on in between first and second innings on some plans to Ashwin, so that was really good. And then today just working on with guys coming out of the wicket and stuff like that. So just to work on sort of plans that India will use against me. So it's been good, but I took a lot of confidence from occupying the crease a bit.
Harry, with your preparation, what does it mean to come back to your home state? I mean, there's obviously a few more distractions, but I guess what's your mindset now?
Yeah, it's pretty special to come home and play a test. Would have been great to play at the WACA, just where it's always been, but to get the opportunity to play at the new stadium would be pretty special. I know it'll be the first test there, so I know most of my family were in Adelaide, but I think all of them will be here. So I'm looking forward to it, and to play in front of a home crowd will be pretty special as well.
There's enough pressure already playing Test cricket, but what's it like? I guess you mentioned family and I guess a little bit more already.
Yeah, they've been really good. They haven't put any pressure on me. I think they were excited just to be, that I was in the Test side and be part of all of that. So it's been really good. Obviously, there's a different spotlight that comes with Test cricket, which I found out firsthand in the first Test. But it's an experience I've loved so far. So I've been really happy to be a part of it, and hopefully can put a score on the board in the second test and get the ball rolling a little bit.
You mentioned that you wish it was here at the WACA. It's a bit different, isn't it, Optus Stadium? You probably didn't really have a chance to dream about that as a boy, but so the pitch is a little bit different, but the result's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. A test win's a test winner, or a test 100 or a 50 or whatever, or 5-wicket haul, will be the same. Doesn't matter where it is. But I haven't been to the new stadium, so it'll be a new experience for me. But from what I've heard, the wicket's pretty good and it's pretty similar to the WACA, so it'll be good in that way. But yeah, it'd be great to play there, the first test match, and hopefully get a win for us.
Home teams never had a win at Optus Stadium. Do you think that voodoo?
Will we played any games there? Or in?
Yeah, one day is.
Oh, okay.
A big match.
No, I don't think it's a hoodoo at all. I wasn't aware of it, so no, not too worried about it.
I just think, can you give us a sense of sort of growing up and obviously you would have been coming here, I guess, and just a sense of like a memories of who you used to watch and how it used to make you feel?
Yeah, I remember coming to test matches here all the time. I actually remember coming to India a few years ago, a while ago now, and just I think it might have been Shane Watson or something like just got 50. I just remember how loud the crowd was and just the sort of feeling that I always thought, imagine if you were that bloke on the field. So it's sort of good to be the person on the field now. It was always great coming. I think the first test I ever came to, I think within the first 5 minutes, Glenn McGrath had a hat trick against the West Indies. So there's always been great, memories from coming to test matches in Perth, and hopefully I can create some memories for young kids that are coming to games at new stadium.
And just also in the nets before, you did give us a sense of how different it is coming here than when you come for a tour. You're sort of saying you could hardly take it any still.
Yeah, well, the nets are better for Test cricket, and we're not at the other end where there's a ridge, so that was pretty good. But yeah, I think it's just a great experience to be in Perth for a Test match, and to be at the WACA, even though we're not playing, still train here a bit. It's pretty special as well.
Marcus, you've played a handful of balls with Starc there. How's he going?
Yeah, quick. He bowled pretty well. I thought there was obviously a bit of talk about him after the game, but I thought he bowled pretty well during the game, and he felt like he was in good rhythm out there before, so I'm sure he's ready and raring to go for Friday.
Rob? India obviously had the 1-0 lead, but do you think as a side you might have some more momentum given how they played out?
Yeah, I think we took some good confidence from the fight that we showed. I think it got down to 30 runs. I know as a batter I sort of looked at it and thought, bugger, I wish I'd could have got 60 or 70 or whatever. So we got pretty close, and I think, yeah, like you said, the fight that we showed, hopefully we can take some momentum into the game on Friday, and I think the wicket will probably suit us a little bit more just with the conditions. That's taking nothing away from India, but I just think, like I said, probably take a little bit of momentum out of it. Obviously, we would have loved to have won the game, but I just think the boys bowled really well. The bowlers also batted really well, so it's probably on us batters to take a bit of the weight from them. But definitely.
We saw Cameron Bancroft at training this morning. What was your relationship like when you were starting out in Perth and sort of?
Yeah, great. We opened the batting together for a couple of years. So when we first came in, he sort of took my spot. Then we ended up batting together for a couple of years. So me and Bang had a really good relationship. I was really happy for him last year when he was playing in the Test side. I thought he started doing really well. Obviously, what happened, and that'll be. But I've got a really good relationship with Bang. We always got along really well. We're sort of opposites in personality-wise. It was sort of a yin and yang sort of thing. Bangers was the most intense man in the world, and I was a bit more chilled out. But it sort of worked really well. So it was great to see him back. I think he's back at the end of December. So I think he said once he's back, he's going to shave that beard off. So I'm looking forward to that. But no, he seems in good spirit. So I'm hoping that he goes really well.
Was he like, when you found out you're making your Test debut, did he have a chat with you? Or?
Yeah, he was one of the first blokes to text me. So we've always got along really well. There's never been a competition between me and Bangers. So we chat regularly. He was in Melbourne for a little bit during the winter. So me and Bang are really good mates.
Marcus, we saw Justin having a sort of lengthy chat with some of the batters. What's been his message since Adelaide? And is there the time in the turnaround you've got to tweak technical things?
Yeah, it wasn't too much technical. I think his main sort of thing to me personally and a few of the other boys is probably just about how much time we have, and there's no great rush in Test cricket with obviously there's 5 days to play, so you don't have to rush anything. I think the longer we can occupy the crease, the more pressure we can put on them, and the more spells they have to bowl. I think we saw towards the end of day 5, once the boys were into their thirds and fourth spells, it gets harder and harder, and probably gets a bit easier to bat. So that's probably just our main focus is. If you have a good day, make it a great day, and it's pretty simple sort of stuff, but that's sort of Test cricket. So that's the main thing, and just a few little things with when you come to Perth, just a few plans to have with the wicket being a bit bouncer and a bit quicker, just ways you got to set up and some ideas you have. So that's why it's good to have a wicket out here and you get to face the boys out there. It was probably just mainly the main sort of focuses for us today and going into this game.
Harry, was there a moment in Adelaide where you actually thought that you belonged at that level?
It's sort of hard to not get. I know you can, if you start to feel too confident, you can sort of get carried away a little bit and lose your way. But I sort of felt, like I said before, you always doubt yourself as a person. You're not sure if you're going to fit in Test cricket or if you're going to be too far out of your depth. So I didn't feel out of my depth at all. I sort of realised pretty quickly they don't bowl any crap and they don't, miss any chances that you give them. So you got to be switched on from ball one. But I felt like my game stood up to it. It's probably just a decision-making thing and being able to occupy the crease for long periods of time. But I didn't feel like I was out of my depth at all, no.
And when you took that catch, the ball after the one went over the line, what was that moment like?
It was good to get a side of the ball before, so it was pretty handy that Rohit Sharma hit it straight up in the air again. It's good. I'm normally used to Adelaide to the crowd abusing me in Big Bash when there's a few more people there, so it was actually all right for the crowd to be a bit quiet and supporting me what I was doing. So it was nice to take a few catches.
Dan?
You talked about decision making there, specifically the second innings where you were looking in control and were working the ball around quite nicely.
Yeah.
Did you feel in hindsight that you had sort of been, or you'd fallen into one of their plans in that little space, a few at the stumps and then one going away?
Yeah, I was probably more disappointed. You probably tell by my reaction is that teams have tended to do that to me a little bit in Shield cricket a bit now. They sort of put point out straight away and take that boundary away from me. So I sort of felt like I got sucked in a little bit. And that's just what I was talking about, being strong enough just to try and take a one rather than try and hit a shot that's low percentage for probably still be a one anyway. So that's all right, but that's something I've worked on, and we'll have a plan going forward to sort of work through as well.
Marcus, Tim Payne didn't train today. Is that a concern?
No, I think he's all good. I think from what JLC, he just wanted to have a rest today, so he's fine. I didn't even know there was anything wrong with him, so I'm pretty sure he's all good.
Andrew?
Marcus, you're a fair way out now, but do you dare to dream about something like the Ashes and holding a spot through there?
I'll just try and get picked for the third test first once they pick that squad. But I don't know. I think my focus is obviously Friday and doing well and contributing to the team. It's my same focus when I play for Victoria or the Renegades. I know that if you win and you contribute to a game, there's not much better feeling. So I'll just try and do that and worry about this series and then see how it goes. And obviously, I would love to play in the Ashes and whatever going forward, but I think if you look a bit too far ahead, you can get yourself in a bit of trouble doing that. So my focus is mainly on India at the moment.
Will there be a bit of competition between you and Cam, given he's effectively taking his spot?
I assume there'll be some talk about it. I think I'm lucky that I'm in the position now that I'm in the side. So if I make runs, that probably look after itself, and if I don't, it'll probably come down to a bit of a competition with other blokes. But like I said, we'll take it one game at a time.
Marcus, at Adelaide, in both the innings, you played quite a few more overs than India, but scored fewer runs. Is that something you talked about, that while it's okay to occupy pace, you need to take the scoring opportunities?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought India bowled pretty well, and I think you saw through both innings it wasn't an easy wicket to score on freely. I think if you look at India's scores, there was a lot of everyone got starts, and obviously the difference was Pujara, but it wasn't an easy wicket to come out and sort of get a 40 or 50 off 60, 70 balls. So I think it was just one of those things. Obviously Pujara was the difference in the whole game, and we didn't have someone make 120. So if you look at that by the end of the game, what's the difference? 30. So no, there was nothing. Our plan was to occupy the crease, and the longer you bat, things will get easier. So unfortunately, we didn't have anyone that got a big score, but no, it wasn't too much of an issue for us.
Just about going to the new stadium, both the teams are as familiar or unfamiliar with the ground. Do you feel you've given up the home advantage playing there?
Obviously, it's not the whacker, but from what I've heard from the boys that have played Shield games there, the wicket's as quick and as bouncy. So I think it'll suit us. We've obviously played some one-day games there, some big bash games there. So I don't think so. I think we'll probably still have the advantage if there's any, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays and how the game pans out. I think you know as much as what I know, so not really too sure.
So just the preparation, doesn't it feel weird? You've not visited that ground where you're playing day out. Does it feel like, even for first class games, you get time, you go there, you visualize, you get to the nets?
Well, we got training there tomorrow, so I think we'll do all that then and do a bit of fielding and some batting and what do you have to do. But yeah, it's unusual, but that's just the way it is. Nothing we can really do about it.
Last question.
Marcus, after your first inning, there was a lot of debate, at least within the Indian media. Some said you resemble David Warner, some said Justin Langer, some said Chris Rogers. I know you want to be Marcus Harris, but who do you think you resemble the most?
You can call me Marcus, David, Langer, Rogers if you want. I don't really care. No, I've always copped the JL one a little bit just because we were from the same club and we had same batting coach. I've never tried to bat like anyone. I sort of bat the way I bat, and people tell me I visually look like David Warner and bat a little bit like JL. So I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It's just if I can make runs, I don't really give a toss. So that's just one of those things I've always had.